Amy Morin, psychotherapist, best-selling author, and mental strength trainer. Her original post on 13 things mentally strong people don't do has over 10 million views on multiple platforms.
The Forbes community has launched and discovered a thought leadership star.
My book is about figuring out what your definition of success is. And I think when you're mentally strong, you can work towards reaching your own definition of success. It may not have anything to do with money or your status in life, but it's really living according to your values. And when you're mentally strong, you can do that.
Her advice is crisp, precise, and actionable.
Our level of fear usually has nothing to do with the level of risk. The universe just doesn't work like that. And the universe also isn't a vending machine. Yet, we often feel like the world owes us something.
She has been featured by Entrepreneur, Forbes, Psychology Today, Inc., Cosmopolitan, Huffington Post, Time, Oprah.com, Health, Fast Company, BBC, Fox News, and many more.
I once worked with this man who'd been diabetic for years. So he just believed he was doomed, and he'd given up trying to manage his blood sugar altogether. In fact, his blood sugar had gotten so high lately that it was starting to affect his vision, and he had his driver's license taken away. But eventually, he agreed to make one small change. He said, "I'll give up my 2-liter-a-day Pepsi habit, and I'll trade it in for Diet Pepsi." And he couldn't believe how quickly his numbers started to improve. And then one day he was at a thrift store with some friends, and he found this beat-up old exercise bike. He bought it for a couple of bucks, and he brought it home and he parked it in front of his TV. And he started to pedal while he'd watch some of his favorite shows every night. One day, he noticed he could see the TV just a little bit more clearly than he had before. And suddenly it occurred to him, maybe the damage done to his eyesight wasn't permanent. And from that day forward, he was on fire. By the end of our time together, he was coming in every week saying, "Okay, what are we gonna do this week?" Because he finally believed that he could change his world, and that he had the mental strength to change it, and that he could give up his bad mental habits. And it all started with just one small step.
Amy's insight on the topic of mental strength helped us better understand how we grow as leaders for our organization and ourselves.
Nearly 1,200 C-suite and VP-level business leaders signed up to hear Amy give a practical, illuminating talk, and afterward field questions with poise and grace. Members rated the event an extraordinary 4.5 out of 5 stars.
But ultimately, you have to accept that life isn't fair. And that can be liberating. It means you won't necessarily be rewarded for your goodness, but it also means no matter how much you've suffered, you're not doomed to keep suffering. The world doesn't work that way. Your world is what you make it. But of course, before you can change your world, you have to believe that you can change it.
Book Amy Morin for your next event.